Good morning. I'm coming on very early at 5 o'clock for a live stream because I have a very busy day this morning. And then there's another important live stream that needs to go on this page. And then also I have, yes, last night was Daniela's birthday, so I was very, very, very busy with Daniela's birthday. I'm tired. But I need to speak about this matter because it seemed many of you don't understand our role as social media people and also our role as Zambian people. And it also makes me understand that many of you don't understand, the laws of Zambia, the role of the family, and this is obviously in regards to our late president. Let me put a song because it's quite quiet. Oh, hi, 100 already. Oh, that was quick. I thought it's too early for you guys, but I decided to come on early because I have a very, very busy morning. And if I don't go live now, I won't have the time, okay? 200, okay, good. Okay, I'm trying to put a song on by this guy that I normally play. Okay. Last night, our president addressed the nation. Everybody was expecting that he was going to address the nation to update us on the funeral, the proceedings, and everything, and what's going on. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. Our late president, former president, and President Hakainde Hichilema have never been friends. Okay? They've never been friends. We've never seen them together at a birthday party. We've never seen them enjoying a cup of tea together. We have never seen that. So you have to understand that between the two, there is no relationship, which has never existed. They're political allies, in enemies. They don't get along politically. Okay. He stepped out of power. President Hakainde Hichilema has been the president. We have, again, only seen them once together. So you can understand from a point of this man has never been your friend. You're not, if your friend, you're not part of the same political party. And then a funeral happens. If you watch my very, very beginning of live streams, the very beginning, I talked about how important it was for the family to reconcile. And once there's reconciliation, even trust will be there. The two have never been friends. So you don't expect things to just go according to, okay, yes, because the head of state has said this, so let's go. It doesn't work like that, okay? That's why an agreement was made publicly. And when that agreement was made, the agreement was that the body will arrive in Zambia with a salutation at the airport. From there, the body will now go to Chifwema. Now, listen very well to John Chagwa, SC, State Council. Listen to KBF. These are credible lawyers in Zambia. The two have stated that it is the family who has the upper hand in this situation. And the best is for our president with this family to negotiate things here and there. According to John Chagwa, there is no Funerals Act in Zambia for former heads of state. Tanzania has one, Zambia doesn't have. So what is happening for the government offering to bury the president in Embassy Park is called a courtesy. There is no law anywhere in the Zambian constitution. So, okay, elders went, ZMBC went, cabinet went, ministers went, former presidents, pastors went, and an agreement was reached. So the government was supposed to stick to the agreement. A program came out, and that program stated that there would be a private service, church service at the airport, of which was never agreed. And the family was not comfortable with that private service. And then another aspect that was brought about, which I'm not sure if it's there, but it seems kuzankala kudonselelana na mubiri waba blue batu. We are tagging each other to their donsana. That is what even the sister said. Okay? So when this person has decided that, okay, we're going to do this and this and that, and the family was not even there. The lawyer was there. Everything was agreed. A program came out. Then cabinet said, no, that's not the program. This is another program. Now, you can understand from the family point of view, the wishes of Aisia was that his remains should stay in his house, not in Mulungushi. These people have never been friends. Okay, they've never been friends. How do you expect the family to be so comfortable with, okay, the body can stay in Mulungushi? We don't know you. There is no relationship between these two people. Now, for me, what I've said, even in the live stream yesterday where I was talking on a talk show, I said the best thing that would have happened is for President Hakainde Hichilema and his wife to go to South Africa. We don't even need to know. We don't even need to be told that they've gone to South Africa. He's a head of state. He has declared national mourning. We are mourning, meaning he's on a semi-holiday. Go there, see the president presently. Pay a ketesiko and see Mama Esther privately and speak about these things. The two families need to reconcile. My videos are there. They have not reconciled. I was happy personally that the president was going to preside over this funeral. The videos are there. I begged the family, please, you cannot say the president cannot be there. And according to the family, they have not said that the president should not be there because it's now a state funeral. Now, the president said a very powerful speech yesterday, very powerful. He said this, he said that, he said this, he said that. It was powerful. Okay? But canceling the national mourning as of yesterday was not the right thing to do. I know many of you are saying, we are tired, we are tired. Even if the national mourning is cancelled, there is still a funeral taking place in Chifwema. And the people cannot be dispersed in Chifwema and say, leave, leave, leave. No. Ichiriro, icham Africa. Mpaka tumwana omubiri tuashika. Then we know that this is the end. The person has died, he's no more. It's not about who is winning. No, you are the head of state, so you have done a very good thing to cancel. This is now ukutakata. Ichifukushi. You understand? And Mr. President, let me say this. These Zambian people, don't trust them. They'll be praising you today. Tomorrow they'll be the same people saying, ha ha, but anachita ichikuru muzaki. What we don't want is history on the former heads of state repeating itself. There must be a relationship. There was never reconciliation between the two. And certainly on a funeral it will be tough, but the family was able to say, okay, let's reach on this agreement. Many of you are concerned about, no, the South African government, the South African government is not upset about anything. It has happened before in Angola, where a general from Angola passed on. The government took the Angolan general family to court, and the South African government said this is a domestic matter. So we cannot be pompous over someone's body, a family's, that's their family. You understand? And the family wants people to come to the airport freely. Why was there a post written to say, or is it to say, people are not invited, they cannot come, it's private? It's private for what? And I'm telling you this, you are going to remember me one day. You are going to remember me one day as I say this thing. This will be Dununa reverse in the future. This will be Dununa reverse in the future. Because whoever is going to be the next head of state, whether in 2026 or 2030, is going to repeat history. And it needed to stop now. And how does it stop? Even if you have wronged your mother, you have wronged someone and they die, there is a way in which you appease. You buy wine, you buy what? You say, oh, I'm sorry, Munjele. There is ways in which you do it. Some of you are saying, let's see, what about this person treated this one? That is how it will continue. Because even the next president will say, this is how this president treated this one. We are not going anywhere. It's a bad seed that has been sown. Cancelling the national mourning, which was declared up to 23rd, to me, I find it unreasonable. To you, because you are busy, it's fine, okay? But remember that private jet, even a body can arrive today, tomorrow, or Sunday. The president has also said that they are open to future negotiations. The body should be buried in Zambia. The general I'm talking about in Angola was buried after 2 years. 2 years. Agreement is agreement. When you agree, you don't start changing. No, I think we need to have a private service here. No, I think we need to do a salutation here. We need to, no, it doesn't work like that. The family has the upper hand in this issue. And by the way, according to the laws of Zambia, when a former president leaves, state house, he's no longer the former president, and is on his state benefits, he's enjoying, he's entitled to a state funeral. But when he joins active politics, their benefits are cancelled, which is also including a state funeral. But courtesy demands that because President Lungu was a former president, it's important that he is given a state funeral. You can imagine, even if it's you, your family, you know what happens in these families. There are some uncles who have said they will never pay for you school fees. They will never do anything. Then you succeed in life, you become a doctor. Then you hear that your uncle has passed on. Are you going to be the first one to run to say, hey, I'm going to pay for the graveyard door. The graveyard is 50,000. I'm going to pay for the coffin. Will you be the first one? You will first think and say, the way this man treated me, you will first think about it. The two have never been friends before. So let's not pretend and sugarcoat anything here. Like, oh, Vasieni, Valekeni, and then trying to shift the blame on the failure to negotiate with the family and to abide by the family's wishes to, it's because they are not ready to work with us. No. And this thing of Boma, ni Boma, in this case, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay? It doesn't work. Because you cannot come and tell me that, oh, because this person was a former head of state, so Burma can do whatever they want. No, Bane. That's why even Sangwa has stated, even the previous government and the other government, they did not follow the wishes of the family. And people are saying, but when President Lungu was president, he buried KK where he didn't want to be buried. He wanted to be buried with Betty. So even him, are we doing tit for tat? Are we doing tit for tat? We are not. And for those of you who are coming here to say you're no longer interested, you've moved on, why are you on my page? You remember this in the future. When it happens to the future former president, you remember that I said it. Life is spiritual. You understand me? You cannot be trying to paint the family like they are the ones who are wrong, and then on top of that, go and see all the cadres, what they are posting on social media, how they are disrespecting the family. Imagine the burial ground. People are posting video. This is where he'll be buried. They are celebrating. What is that? Oh, agreement is agreement. You put that chimney and post a whole clergy like Dr. What? Mumba. Post that. And I say, don't be too excited. You understand? So even the South African government is not part of this. Okay? I was watching videos of KK, how he was treated. I was watching videos of Warupia Benda, how he was treated. I was watching videos of Chilwa, how he was treated. Mwanawasa. Everybody. There has been a bad omen and a bad seed. You tell me, how can we have 6 former presidents all dead? South Africa still has their former presidents. Nigeria still has their former presidents. Other countries still have their former presidents. Us, we don't have not even one. In this issue now, if we even had one, we know very well that we would have had even someone like Warupia Banda put the two together because he's a respectable figure. You cannot be here. Now, some people, in fact, before even the president declared that they have cancelled the gathering, because I can call it a gathering. Meanwhile, the funeral is still there. Before the president even announced that, the UPND page posted that there is by-elections, is it by whatever elections in Lumezi? And people are like, life goes on, life goes on. Yes, life can go on to you. But the fact remains is Ichirioko Chirikuchifwema. You understand? And the family has not said, we don't want the state to be part of it. They've said, you have to follow by the agreement. The body arrives in Zambia. You do salutation, boom, 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 boom. Then we take the body to Chifwema. Wednesday, is it yesterday? Wednesday? Yeah, it was supposed to be Wednesday. Is it Thursday? We start our day 1, body viewing of the whole Zambia. Day 2, day 3. Then Monday we bury. They didn't say no. They said yes. So sometimes it's very important as a Zambian citizen to understand that there is no law anywhere. And nobody is holding anybody hostage. Maybe you've never lost a parent before. But it is very painful to lose a parent. And certainly when somebody says, I'm going to pay for the funeral, it becomes a burden lifted off your shoulder. Because there's a lot of things that are going on. You are confused. You are distraught. So the family accepted from the Zambian airport. They will take over. And then there was also the issue of the roads. The road services, they'll be doing road works in that same route going to Chifwema. Then, I don't know whether RDA had said they're going to open those things and stuff like that. So, these people have never been friends. So the question is, would you trust these people? Even if it was you, would you trust that this is what's going to happen? And by the way, it's not the government, it's this administration. Okay, so this administration, if you listen to my videos, I said, who is the advisors? Because while we are to feel more effort for it to allow nintambi. I'm telling you, the enemy is happy when the two are at loggerheads. These have been my statements from the other videos. if there's no peace between the two, the enemy is happy. The enemy doesn't like it when people are working in unity. I've stated on this very page that I would like to see Tarsila Lungu drinking coffee and tea in State House and probably being appointed as part of the cabinet of President Hakainde Hichilema. Why should these people be enemies? Look at Mwanawasa girl. She's there, walking freely, traveling everywhere. Why can't we have the same? Okay, some of you will be saying, hey, we don't care, we don't care. Are you aware that FTJ Chiluba, all his things were collected from him? All his things were collected from him. And even as we had the memorial, the children had to have the memorial in a rented apartment. This administration, the UPND, said, when we come into power, we are going to make sure that you have all your things back up to today. Up to today. You know why? Because they've already found somebody else has done those things, has collected those things. Where do they even start from? You understand? It's not them who did it, but because they already found this thing. So history in the future will repeat itself. Go to Bowman Usambo's page. He had posted something which our president, before he was president, said, prepare your house. We are going to make sure we sell it. We auction it. When President Lungu died, go to that post. People are laughing at Bowman, who is in custody, saying, how far? Where did it go? You understand? President Hakainde Hichilema made a promise, and he has fulfilled it. So another person is looking at everything that is happening. And guess what? The person is making a promise. I will do the same. I will do the same. I will do even worse. We cannot create this level of bitterness. Okay? This level of bitterness between the two, and we are supporting, because you did this, you did this. There is a time where people need to come together and say, okay, our father did this to you, we are sorry. You have done this to our father. Too bad he's not here, we are sorry. Let's work together in unity. Let's shame the devil. And do you think the South African government is looking down on the family? No. They are looking at the inability for the government to reach an agreement with the bereaved family. And you can say, you make the body into meat, into sausage, into whatever. You are disrespecting this family all over social media. And today, President Lungu is important. After being denied to go to hospital, after being denied so many things, today he's important because he's a former. A grave was dug so quickly of somebody who is not in a good relationship with you. You go and dig the grave quickly. I would be wondering, were you really waiting for my death? You understand? So, all these speculations need to be removed. And how are they removed? By President Hakainde Hichilema himself. I love that man so much. That's why I always tell him the truth. Himself and his wife going to South Africa. This issue will just be gone like that. Okay, now, people are laughing to say, no sooner the president announced and he said yesterday, people dispersed from the PF Secretariat. These people have been mourning even before the national mourning was declared. When was the national mourning declared by Given Wind? A long time. Before the president even made a speech 7 days later, Given Wind was there to console the mourners. So you cannot come and say they've dispersed because Boma has spoken. They've dispersed because they had information. And this is what I need to tell my beloved president. There are people you are working with, okay, who will give information to people. Because how would an opposition know that they are planning kuleta bakapokola mairo to disperse you people? Within the circles, there are people who are tipping people. So that's why I say that let's be careful the people we surround ourselves with. Somebody will come and pretend they love you, sir. They will pretend they are there for you, and yet they are there to get what they can get and feed other people the information. Politics is a very dirty game. Okay? So what is happening now is they were informed and they dispersed. They have been there for how many weeks? Many days. Okay? So canceling the national mourning, to me personally, I feel it was in a haste and out of anger, like, okay, let me just cancel this thing. Let me announce to the Zambian citizens that I've canceled this thing, and then we move on. But we're open when the body comes. So when the body comes, are we going to have another state mourning? How is it going to be? It should have just been open up to Monday and officially announced to say, okay, the body has not yet arrived. We'll let you know. We can go ahead with business. But trying to shift the blame on the family is not right. I have never in my entire life been a PF supporter. But there's so many things that I found out on this issue that made me realize we are not going anywhere. Because if we carry on supporting, doing Lumbani Matota, okay, with a clergy like Dr. Mumba, I'm telling you, that man, one day you will remember me. Sir, one day you will remember me. What's coming in the future? You are supposed to be a mediator. You are supposed to stand in neutral. But because you are eating today, you don't care. You don't care. Believe it or not, in the future, history will repeat itself. And when it does, I don't know how you Zambian people will do it. Because personally, I feel there's a lot of things that can be done between these two families. Naturally, but both of them, they have every right to be angry about how this person treated me, took me to prison 15 times. I said it on this page. And on another page, I said, President Hakainde Hichilema will be a president. People said, you're looking for adoption. 7 years ago, I commented and said, this man you're treating this way, you'll be president. And I've said it as well to say, through this situation, God has taught us that, look, be careful how you treat people. You don't know tomorrow. Now that the president is the president now, he has to forgive the family. He has to sit down with the family and, cry together. Turibantu, before president became president, he's a human being. Before anybody became a first lady, they are all human beings. Cry together with leaders, with prayer warriors, and put the people together. I've just seen a bishop in Italy kneeling down, begging for the president to reconcile. This issue is not even about, we've moved on, we are tired, why are they keeping the body? It's about reconciliation, which has never happened when Edgar Chagwa Lungu was alive. The two were at loggerheads for years. And even if he's handed over power, they should have tried by all means to negotiate their relationship. But they've never negotiated. Clive is saying, Kutu Wasekata, I love him. You are the one who doesn't love him because you're not telling him the truth. You have to tell him the truth. You understand? When he sees from that angle, and you'll be shocked. You are the ones who even be ashamed. You sit and Sila is seated here and the president is here. Because that's what we are looking for. But changing programs, asking for this. There are so many audios I've received which I've never even shared. Why am I going to share these audios? But I can tell you this. This is deeper than your eyes. It's very deep. When I say life is spiritual, It is very spiritual. It is deeper than your eyes. It is deeper than what you are seeing. You are just seeing it as, hey, my family very childish, they don't want to bring the body. It's deeper. That's why the families need to sit down and reconcile, pray together. This is a spiritual battle. It's not a physical thing of, I can't bring body. No. There is need for spiritual work to be done. And it includes praying together, releasing themselves. Have you ever seen when a woman loses her husband and she's married, she's wearing a ring? Have you ever seen how some people do it traditionally? They take her to the body, take the ring, pray and separate and put the ring in the coffin. These people have never been friends. So they need to be together and pray together. As you say, boom and boom, boom and boom. And I've seen people saying, oh, now that their family is refusing, you now start looking for Tassila in cases. What you see what I was telling you? It's now carrying on now even to the children. Okay? Tassila now should be in issues, court after court, court after court. From the father, it's now on the child. The wife had an issue, which on this very page I posted and I said, Mama Esther, you were a mother. You would cry for us and say you are appealing. Politics is very dirty. Very, very dirty. And openness can do anything to cause confusion so that people should say, these people, they are not good, so that they win. That's how politics are. One day, I will explain deeper what I've just said right now. One day. But for now, we are asking for reconciliation between the president, his wife, and Mama Esther and the children. Because this is what it's all about. It's not about, yeah, they are disorganized. No. The South African government, they were ready with the thing. Cargo, anything can happen. What if the coffin people did not prepare the right coffin for importation and shipping? Remember, it was just agreed a few days, and then you want to arrange. What if it was not ready? These things happen. And as far as I'm aware, the South African government is not blaming the family. So, it's up to you guys what you want to believe. This is not a physical thing, it's a spiritual battle. And the earlier you see that it's spiritual, the better. Because it's no longer about, now people are saying, there's no former president who has been buried in that thing. So the person who has died, whoever, somebody will be put there. It's very spiritual. Let's be careful how we are uttering these words. I just came across a post by Nkani where they shared of President Lungu, because for me, I personally don't follow many of these pages until recently because of what's going on. And it was in May when President Lungu was being interviewed by a Dr. Shua, and the comments there were nasty. To even see Zambians saying, we loved you, we missed you. The comments were nasty. What? It's just politics. Where are our former leaders? They are all no more. You understand? They are all no more. So don't look at it like people will live forever. No, nobody will live forever. And what is the legacy you are going to live on this earth? Oh, I made sure we were enemies until death. No. The legacy should be, I tried, I pushed, and I made sure we were friends. Now, he's gone. And whatever has happened to him is spiritual. There's a lot of spiritual things that have gone on. And I said it in my other live streams to say, This man really pushed so hard to make sure he went to South Africa. His spirit was pushing him there until he finally died in South Africa. So you can say you don't care. Let's move on. We love you. You are the same people tomorrow who will say, so do it. You are going to betray Hakainde Hichilema. And I, Lilian Mutambo, I will come on this page and say, no, President Hakainde Hichilema did this. I will be here to say good things about him, whilst you will betray him. Because that's what you are, human beings. You betray people. You betray people. If you go to this man's page, videos, posts, there's even someone who said, can this man sit down? I nearly shared the person's screenshot. But because I know the person, the person might think maybe he's... The comment he made, exactly 3 weeks later, or 4 weeks, the man has passed on. So many comments. And it's a pity. It's a pity that these two never made friendships. It's a pity that one of them has passed on. It's a pity. It's a pity that we don't even have KK to put things together. We don't have Rupiah Banda. We don't have anybody. So guys, many people will say what you are saying because you don't understand the law, number one. 2, you don't understand that in this situation, the family is hurt. Okay? You want to go and see him at Mulungushi. And then what? You understand? Let there be peace. Then all these things will happen. Somebody was even laughing. I can't wait for this man to be buried. When he's buried on the 23rd of June, that's the end of PF. Full stop, finished. Why are you talking like that? The person who started UPND Mazoka never made it to the throne. That is how it is. You'll find that somebody will form something and somebody else will rebrand it and build it. And the person who won the elections is not even the founder of UPND. So you cannot say that. You understand? That's why politics, I'm not partisan. Because both sides, they have done, even in this situation, they have done a lot of harm than good. The statements that were made in the beginning before the president even spoke were bad. So bad. So the PF Secretariat dispersing does not mean they are weak or what. No, they have more. How many weeks? The family in their home right now in Chifwema. And somebody made a statement, they're saying they're going to do it private. So when the person lands, the body lands, remember HH is a ZAF commander. So are they going to allow the plane land? The president has even said it himself that he's open to working with the family for ECO to be buried in Zambia. But there was a prophecy that ECO will be buried in Zimbabwe. I said it the other day, and I've said it right now. A tombstone can be, a statue to represent him can be laid in Embassy Park for now, to remember that he passed on and to commemorate his death. In some parts of the world, they can even take just a leg and bury, bones. They share. One bone is in Lusaka, one bone is this side. To them, they have buried their own. It's part of the person. They do it. Look at what happened with the Gabon air crash. That was a disaster. We only had a few people that we buried maybe in full. Most of them, it was just bones, some head, what? They were eaten by sharks, some of them in the sea. That was the most heartbreaking thing ever. I still remember it like yesterday. So we have lost a soul. how are we going to work with President Hakainde Hichilema and the family without shifting the blame on? It's because of these people. You have to understand that even the sister said, "Uyu mubiri wa mineti don't selana." It's a taboo to tag over in Africa. The body. Umuntu ufuire. Takwaba. You understand? Takwaba. Mule don't selana chitumbi. Hey, awe nwebo. Ni nebo. Hey, usi bomba ni bomba. U take over. What? No. And people are making comments all. There is no law that says that the government can take over the body. And them saying they're taking the body to Chifwema, they have plans. Probably they have a fridge they have already bought there. These people have connections and friends and they have money. They have people who can put the body in the fridge during that time. And perhaps the mandate date of him being buried, his spirit has also refused. You understand? Umuntu ushirere bwino. Kulawe fiaso. If you follow things spiritually, there's always these things. Kulaboko. No, this is there. You understand? Insomnia want for what? You should be ashamed that you cannot reconcile, even with the dead. Not me. Are you okay? I should feel insomnia for what? Even if the president uses his power to say he's cancelling the national mourning, they have not yet buried. So it's you who should be ashamed, not me. Because at the end of the day, to say on the international news that we have failed to negotiate. Because according to SABC, the other newsroom, they are saying the government has failed to come to the demands of the family. And it's there in the government law of wills. If somebody has left a will, we follow the will. And unfortunately, is it fortunately? Well, Lungu died in South Africa for us to see that life is spiritual. Okay? He has died in South Africa for us to see a lot of things. And it's opening our eyes that bafwire baumfwana. Ichiriro chifure chareta abantu pamo. Okay? If you are saying, hey, us we are tired of Kulosha. You are tired, the family is not tired. Okay? The president has cancelled the funeral, but he said the body should come into Zambia. Which means it. So why cancel the national mourning? That's what I'm saying here. So it's up to you to clap hands. But I am going to remind you, because me what I do, I download these videos, because Facebook deletes now. I'll put it on YouTube. So that in the future, by God's grace, I will remind you that remember what I said, that these people should reconcile. Precious, this woman is not well. It's you who's not well, you and your generation. How do you expect somebody who's never friends with ECL to do certain things? And you expect the family to say, yeah, it's okay. No. Let's be realistic here. Yeah, you can move. I have just, yeah, Precious Mutinto. Okay, I understand you. You support everything, so I don't care. You see, life is very spiritual. We want to break this cycle. And you are clapping hands. In the future, Precious Mutinta, you will remember my words. You remember what I have said. Because look, opposition, they will come in a nice manner. Mama Nashani, they will come in a nice manner. We will give them chance. But believe you me, this, what has happened, will repeat itself. Because it's a seed that has been planted. They are also nabasunga utwisa utumbala. Nabasunga utumbala. And believe you me, I will remind you that I said this. And you'll be even scared to come on media because there'll be a cyber law. And I will come and say, no, it shouldn't be like this. Because you'll be scared to talk. I used to talk on behalf of the president, whilst you were scared. I used to come on social media to talk about President Hakainde Hichilema, defend him and say, until we put him in office. You were scared. You now started clapping for him. Hey, he's now the president. And you are there all over his page and you think us, we don't love him. Us who love him. That's why you see where we are. We love him genuinely. That's why we tell him the truth. You don't love him. You are just saying, yes, Bwana, because he is in power. Let him no longer be in power. I'll see you betraying him on these social media platforms. You understand? And it's not about being bitter. You are bitter. The truth is the truth. These two have never been friends. How do we expect them? Bambo kumfana pachiriro. So there should be some things that should be done spiritually. Prayer, reconciling, crying together, forgiving each other. Then this funeral will go on. I said it from the beginning. Reconciliation is required. Without reconciliation, because even of the deceased, Mwana sorry, through the children, because that's his blood. Okay? Through the children and the family, sit down. We won't even be there. We know. I campaigned for President Hakainde Hichilema. Whilst you were scared to even say A, B. I was doing a live stream up and down here on this social media platform and YouTube. The videos are there. When I would stand bold and torment PF, I would tell them off. And then today, someone will start telling me, you are PF card. When did I ever become a PF card? When I was giving them a hard time, I came on this YouTube and I told Boma, I said, Boma, Kwata man, on this YouTube, Facebook as well. So Kwata man, what you're doing is not good. And I said, positions are temporary. And we're seeing it today. And there's another government who come in, they will do the exactly same things that are happening. And you'll be quiet because you'll be scared of cyber. And Lilian Mutambo, by God's grace, will stand here and say, I'll even be the one to even say, no, but the president was doing this. The president, because whether I like it or not, he will be a former president. And I will stand bold to stand and defend his work, whilst you'll be scared of cyber. Okay? So, the mockery towards the family has been too much. And people have been saying a lot of things about the family. It's okay. You can say, infant pam nobe. When you lose a loved one, like a father, you will understand how painful it is to lose a parent. Especially when there's so many unanswered questions. Especially when there's so many unresolved issues, such as the relationship between Isio and HH. When I posted to say, they said he never had a vision, but the future has a vision. You never understood that. But I will explain to you in the future. I've left that post there, so that I should explain to you what it means. President Hakainde Hichilema, the ground is not good. Forget social media. The people who are on social media are just a small fraction of voters. The voters on the ground who don't know Facebook, who cannot comment and praise you, they are not happy. And the best is for this reconciliation to happen and the barrier to take place. Otherwise, it's not looking good. At the moment, the ground is 60% and UPND 40%. And whether people will mock to say the strongest person is gone, the Zambian people are silent because they are scared of cyber. I have people in Chagwa. You don't want to know what they're saying. I have people in the compounds, Kabanana, Ngombe. You don't want to know what they're saying. Please, sir, make peace with this family. Make peace with this family. Because as I can see, it will be very difficult next year. And people may say people are playing politics, but the trap has been set to see you not to stick to the agreement. Because if you had stuck to the agreement, you would have won the hearts of the Zambian people. Forget social media people. They are liars. These ones who are commenting. These ones who are supporting. They are liars. The ground is broken. Copper belt, broken. Luapula, broken. Any place you go to, broken. People are saying, even if they put a coffin there, they will vote. It tells you how people are very, very upset. So let's resolve this issue and bury ECL in Zambia. You will have the victory next year. But if he's not buried in Zambia, sir, ikakosa. All these people are typing. How many are there on Facebook? 1 million Zambians. More than 10 million voters are not on Facebook. So, if 1.9 million followers follow you, some are even from other countries, and people say, we're 2.8. Stop deceiving the president with your fake praises. I have seen a strong PF cadre today praising HH. A very strong PF cadre. Somebody that was never there when us were fighting battles for this man. We were buying chitenge for this man, taking people for NRCs for him, going all over places. And today this person will stand. I'll vote for HH next year. Liar. Because you are scared that they will, some cadres will come and talk to you nicely and you will lose your business. They are doing it for their own. So I have said my own. The president, his wife, bali pitamfing. Okay? But Lungu and the wife as well, bali pitamfing. Okay? There is a spiritual battle which needs to be broken. Yesterday I posted wa Sinyangwe and I said, sir, you know why I posted him? Because he has always been passionate about praying for Zambia. And all I could see is cadres commenting rubbish. Even the 18th October, most people were mocking it. Hey, it was for Lungu's people. Believe it or not, a country dedicated to God must stick to God. And a country that decides to break off from God and do your own thing, you will remember me next time. It's not a nice thing that is going on. You can clap and say, that speech was good. Some will say, that was AI, the suit. Some will say, I don't care whether it was AI, but the speech was delivered. He is scared. You people are shaking. At one time, we had commander-in-chief in State House. So many of them. And they're no longer commander-in-chief in all Africa. Africa and African voters are not to be trusted. President Hakainde Hichilema, they are doing Muzungani Kondesa. From a spiritual point of view, make peace with the family. You can travel to South Africa. Go with the bishops. Everybody, mweka mweka. You sit down. Pray. And shame the devil. Because as it is right now, the devil is clapping. Yes. That's why you see the way people are posting up and down, clapping, celebrating. Celebrating disunity. Celebrating disunity. You should be actually saying, no. How can these people come together? They've never been friends. Why are you trying to pretend as if they were very good friends? At one time, President Hakainde Hichilema had a very close friend, Wakakoma. This person was there, what. Towards the end, near the election, he defected to PF. Very good friend. After that, he has left completely. He's not even, he's farming now. Okay? How can your best friend do that to you? At the time he needed you. That's the same thing these people on Facebook will do. At the time you will need them the most, these people will betray you. At the time President Hakainde Hichilema will need these people the most, I'm talking about the future when he's former vice president or is it former president. This is when you will see if Brenda was on your side when she was commenting, you've done well. Even the same people going to Belvedere Lodge who are saying this, what? They will betray you. This is how our Zambian people are. Our Zambian people don't know how to tell people the truth. And that's why people don't like it when I'm telling them the truth. For those of you who have watched me share Daniela, you all say one thing, she's brutal honest. Because that's how I've taught them. There are some children, they don't want to go to school, for example. And they tell the parent, I don't feel like going to school. Call the school and lie to them that I'm not, me, I don't do that at all. You don't want to go to school? I take you. You understand? You go to school and maybe you're not feeling well. I will now say, yes, the child is not feeling well. But there are some people who do that. Who pretend. And majority are the Zambian people. The Zambian people will pretend they're on your side. When you're in position, when you have money, you lose it. These very Zambian people will be clapping for whoever will do that to you, sir. That's why for me, I want to break this cycle through prayer. It needs to be broken for the sake of the future. If you listen to what Winter Kabimba said, even when we say, let's put in a funeral plan and what, people will say, hey, so you are saying that this president will die. In Tanzania, they have it. It's an act in parliament. They even have a committee funding how the funeral will be done. Everything is there. If the former president dies abroad, they have everything written. So we don't have that. So we use seculars and we use secular say, oh, the president has died, this and that. And Zambians have been okay. We've never even bothered to say, is there an act? But on this, we need that act immediately in Parliament to be brought so that we outline all these things. And I am looking for the sake of the future. Because you people, you will betray Hakainde Hichilema in the future. And it will be so painful to see how you betray him. Because he will be a former president. That's the fact. A tenure is 5 years, another tenure 10 years. So if he wins next year, in 2031, you will betray him. Yes, you will betray him. So before we get to that stage, we need to reconcile this family. So that in the future, even we write an act and a bill, so that in the future, President Hakainde Hichilema will be the only former president. Not vice president. I don't know why I keep on saying vice president. Former president. So, how will President Hakainde Hichilema be treated in the future? That's my worry. Me, I'm not worried about today. Oh. I am worried about the future. Meanwhile, the two must reconcile. That's why it should start now. Because if they don't, when President Hakainde Hichilema is former, history will repeat itself. The people want to be in office. They will be nice. They will come with manifestos. They will say all sorts of nice things. But when they are in that seat, they will use their power to do so many things. So please, Sharon is saying the Bible says, do not worry about tomorrow. The same Bible says that we should be united and love one another. So don't contradict the Bible. So the love should start now for the sake of the future. Out of my belly shall flow rivers, rivers of living waters. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've said my own. Exodus 14 verse 14 says, the Lord will fight for you and you shall hold your peace. His soul will not rest until they appease. Okay? Somebody saying he will retire from politics. Wasn't KK retired from politics? What happened to him? Okay? All I can see is history being repeated. And it needs to be broken from now. And I thank God the president has said he is ready and willing to work with the family. So, sir, South Africa is not far. Make a trip. Forget these people are cheering you. Me, I'm your daughter, first daughter. Make a trip to South Africa. Sit down with the current president. Sit down with the family and bishops. You will testify in the future. Forget what people are telling you. Listen to me, your daughter. Your first daughter, the one that loves you without benefiting anything. Now me. The rest, they love you because they have jobs. They have what they want to see. They have me. I've never gotten even 15 away from you, sir. Meaning if I speak, I am speaking with love from my heart to you. Heart to heart. These Zambian people, sir, will betray you. They will betray you, Keke. And it will hurt me to see you say, I'm alone. But I'll stand by you. in every battle. That's why, sir, in this one, I am begging you with all my heart. I love you with all my heart. Please, with Mama Mutinda, reconcile with his family. I know you went through a lot. Don't listen to these Facebook people, these people commenting. When you make peace, I can assure you, even 2026 will be yours. But as it stands, people are not happy. Let's make peace. That's all I will say. So you expected me to come and say what, my people? Hey, what? We shall... Me, I am a person who will tell you the truth, because when I say something, I love you and I mean it. So guys, I gotta go now. People that are praising the president today, even on his page, on their post, most of them said bad things about him. Most of them. Some of us stood for him. Even a cup of tea in State House, I've never drunk. Even just a biscuit, I've never. So when I'm speaking from my heart. Because I'm not here to benefit anything. But I'm here to stand for the truth. President Hakainde Hichilema, sir, make peace with the family, reconcile. A lot of things happened in your time when you're in opposition. I feel you. I stood by you. I stood by you. My posts are there where I said you will be a president one day. So let's stop this in this death. See you next time, my people. I will be happy to see President Hakainde Hichilema with Tasila Lungu drinking tea one day. That's what I want to see. I want to see her working hand in hand with the president. So that because remember when the president was in power, her dad, that's her dad. So she wouldn't really see it, say, okay, but mentorship should even come from her church. Okay? They need to reconcile. When they reconcile, we will bury the president with dignity in Zambia. It's a girl in more times.